Hey, Nioh's back. Again, for the third time before coming out. This time it's called The Last Chance Trial. I think it's just this weekend, actually. And if you're seeing this the day it goes up, then you might have lost already one of those 2 days. I actually don't know the time frame very much. I'm just going to try to blaze through it right now, because it's here now! Slightly afraid that I'll see way too much of the game before it comes out. We'll see. Maybe the game's just so huge that what we're seeing in these alphas and betas and stuff aren't that much, and we're not spoiling that much. Or maybe we're seeing like a third of the game before it comes out. It's totally possible. But the upside is, since it's a mechanically driven game, the stuff will still be fun to replay a month from now when the game comes out. So at least there's that. It's not like spoiling the story of a story game or anything, because it's mostly just some nice, tight, mechanically dense fighting stuff going on. By the way, kudos for actually calling it a last chance trial instead of like a beta or an alpha, because the other ones were probably genuinely an alpha and a beta. They came out like 6 months and 3 months before the game came out, and you could tell that there was mechanical differences between the alpha and the beta as they were coming out. So like they were genuinely testing things, I think. But this would be a terrible thing to call a beta, but fucking marketing, PR departments and everything love to call these betas. Like, yeah, get into the Battlefield beta 2 weeks before it comes out. That's not what betas are. They're not going to change shit based on that. The game's already gold. It's already published. It's on discs going into stores. It's not a beta. That's not what that means. That's a marketing gimmick. So kudos for not calling this a beta. Unfortunately, I still can't use my characters from the previous ones. They got wiped again, which is kind of a bummer, but it's fine. This one's supposed to have new content? This product is still in development. They're still saying that? I mean, technically, there could still be patches, but it would definitely be dishonest to call it a beta, at least. What is this music? Are we jumping into a cutscene? Oh. If you're a first-time player, we recommend using a tutorial mission. Do you wish to begin a tutorial mission? I'm gonna say no. I did the tutorial mission last time to recoup, to get caught back up. There's a few quirks to try to remember, but I think I can get through it. So we got Memories of the Death-Lilies, mission level 5. Let's check it out. Strange lilies have bloomed out of season, releasing miasma in Futamata that has caused crops to wither and people to starve. However, I don't believe this to be the work of Yokai. Okatsu knows this area well. If it had been Yokai, she would have already informed us. Though it pains me to say it, with Lord Ieyasu's life at stake, I cannot afford any diversions. If you must go, Willem, go without me. I will be heading on towards Hamamatsu. Hey, it's Torianzo. I wonder if they improved the loading times at all, because they were not great. The town of Futamata in the Totomi province is where the Tenryu River and the Futamata River merge. This, in addition to its proximity to the highway, made it an invaluable location for the Tokugawa army. Although the powerful Takeda family once claimed the area, Ieyasu succeeded in taking it back. Futamata is also well known as the site of death of Ieyasu's son, Nobuyasu. So, by the way, just to catch things up, if you're new to this series and you just joined us here, and you want to know about the alpha and the beta, the two previous demos that had different levels in them, click the link at the top of the at the top of the description to get the playlist for the entire pre-release stuff that I've played so far. I got approximately 20 episodes so far. I played through the alpha, I played through the beta, and then I also played through the beta in co-op with somebody else. So there's a lot of videos of other levels that I don't think are going to be in this particular thing, but I'm counting it all as one continuous series. Hey, June 1600. Yeah, it's still running really smoothly. Like always, I chose to prioritize frame rate over all else. Let's see, that's in here, right? I already did it, but I'll see if I can show you guys in case you forgot or something. I actually don't know if it's in here. It might be in game mode settings or something. But there's a setting where you can tell it to prioritize 60 frames per second versus 1080p or something like that. So if you want to render as nicely as possible and look beautiful as much as possible at the cost of basic gameplay, you can do that, or you can make it, or you can try to make the game prioritize making it always 60 frames per second. And I prioritize that. both because I think it's a smoother experience, and I think it also helps the gameplay because it increases your survival chance. I think a solid frame rate is the best thing you can go for in these games. I'm not going to be noticing the pretty graphics when I'm in the middle of a boss fight trying not to die anyway, where everything becomes a series of silhouettes and animations and timings and stuff. So we can summon visitors. That seems to still be here. I have 3 Choco Cups. I wonder if it's immediately available this time or not. I can level up, but I should have no currencies. Yeah, we are completely reset again. I believe last time I learned the value of ninjutsu. I did pure skill, I want to say, the first time in the alpha, and then in the beta I think I prioritized either ninjutsu or magic. Actually, I think it's the same thing in this game. I prioritized magic. No, it's dexterity. That's the ninjutsu skill. It's great. You get a bunch of throwable items, and they all replenish every time you rest at a shrine. I love that. That's super useful in a game that's trying to murder you constantly. So there's our bow. We started off with one this time. We're starting off with a sword. Stances still work the same way. There we go. The key pull still works the same way. Let's test to see if they changed. So here's your X is still dash. Circle does nothing. Let's see if they changed back or not. Nope. So in the alpha, you could dash to recharge your key pulse in low stance. They took that away, I think. It's definitely not in high stance either. Okay. It's as long as the game's being tested and played, a lot of things can change very frequently. So we're still getting the characters that refer to what's going on, like had like their last thoughts before death. Here we go. So R1 plus the D-pad is changed. Oh, there we go. It's because the normal D-pad is how you use your items on the left side of the screen, and then R1 plus D-pad is how you change your attack weapon. And I do like my spears oftentimes, but just for the basic moveset, I'll stick with medium stance katana for now. So you're a bad guy, apparently. Hey, friend. How you doing? Nope. He was awfully passive. Interesting. This feels like it might be the genuine this might be the genuine first level of the game. It's just because we're starting off so passively with characters with their backs to me and stuff like that. It seems like a tutorial level for sure. Much like the Undead Asylum for Dark Souls, for example. Are we gonna learn the danger of group fighting? Haha! Oopsie. Mistakes were made. Hey, friends. You guys doing alright? This might be spear time. It might be spear time. Oops. Yeah, that's a bad time. I admittedly forgot how to... It may have been a good idea to play the tutorial. I forgot how to punish people when their stamina is gone. It's probably circle. I should try circle. So we have a downward slope with an obvious ambush spot. Somebody trying to shoot us with arrows, most likely. Let's use one consumable. And I'll try not to be so reckless with my livelihood in the future. Hey! Got a Kodama. So they offer, if I remember correctly, passive buffs. Those are good to grab. Ooh, look at that trap. I bet you he was going to push that on top of us if we went that way. They're reminding me how to do key pulse. Okay, I tried to see if I could do it like a proper backstab type attack. I do not remember how to do those apparently. Whoops. Just gonna have to punish. There we go. Now he's down. Even if I don't know the right button to press, I know how to punish this at least. There we go. We were lucky enough to get another elixir to heal ourselves. Can I send this down after them? There we go. Free kills for us. And a lot of souls coming our way. There we go. I bet if I had summoned that enemy down there, that glowing sword means I can summon an enemy player's character to fight. Not the player themselves, but their character, unless they change that. And I probably could have knocked this down on them for an instant kill. Water amulet, spirit stone, spear. I'll check all my gear next time I'm at a shrine. I think that's the most logical time to do it, because the items will be showing up constantly otherwise. So the game's still running nicely. It's a very tight, mechanically game. There's a few rules that take time to figure out, like the key pulse stuff, and particularly how the hell that kind of stuff works for your enemies. Because it's particularly for boss fights, it often feels like their little meter works differently than yours, which can be frustrating when you want to exploit them the same way that you do other enemies throughout the game. There's so much gear here. Just everything died simultaneously. Hey, we got a hand cannon. So here's the archer we saw waiting to ambush us. He's got another Kodama behind him. So you just head on back, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is the guy we saw in the distance before. Got him. Could have really opened with that, huh? How many shots do I have? 9 and 3. The 3 are red, so they're likely incendiary shots. Let's have a little fun. That guy's wearing a helmet. That guy's not. Oh no, he has died. What will do? So tragedy. How you doing? Ooh! Ooh! That's fast. You scary. Nope, that's not how I do it. That's how I do it, though. Okay. May have to review controls when I get to the next shrine, just to be sure. I'm doing something wrong, apparently. Okay, that's a hole. I doubt I'll survive that. It's a classic Dark Souls water trap situation. This is a familiar thing. Goddamn Hydra boss fight. You can walk into the water and you're totally safe until a cliff suddenly happens and it's obscured by the water surface. Because screw you, player. Hey, I've actually got a decent number of items so far. So maybe I'll check my items now, actually. Do I have head armor yet? Nope. Ooh. Same amount of armor, but this one gives you barehanded attack defense, increased attack and defense for spear. This one gives you a bit more gold, so it seems like a clear upgrade. Unless I really want gold in this game, that's going to be in the save file that's going to go away in about a couple days. Oh, we have a couple of accessories already, so I'll just equip both of them. Because I think they're generally useful. Yeah. I don't think accessories can do bad things to you, as far as I've seen so far. At least not these early ones. They're not going to. Want to be more careful in the future, eventually. Ooh, Kusarigama. That's a new weapon type that was not in the previous game. You got my interest. Okay. Look at you. I love you. Okay, cool. Up until now, I believe the game only had swords, spears, and axes. I think it might have also had hammers that were basically axes. The important thing was that one of they had single sword, dual-wielding sword, spear, and then two-handed heavy weapon, basically, which I think were generally treated as one type of weapon, ish. And the dual-wielding, I believe, was added in the beta because the alpha only had 3. And this, I believe, is new. That'll be fun. I like myself a chain weapon. Okay. Oh, we're picking things up quickly. Let's see, that's something I can use. I think these are suicide items, basically. Yeah. This allows you to quit immediately. This lets you do seppuku. Yeah. You lose everything, but retain your honor. It's fitting enough, I suppose. I don't think I have a lot of tricks right now. I have a water amulet, which lets me add water to my weapon. I probably should save that until I'll equip it. But I won't want to use that until I encounter some kind of boss fight scenario or something. Presumably. That water's taunting me out there. I don't think I can go there without dying, though. There's clearly an item over there. But let's not risk anything. Unless I can go around on this side. This allows me to go under. Oh, there's a yokai there. Wait. Here we are. There we go. They're hiding on the backside. Now I've got another water amulet. So I can apply water element to my weapon. Here's a big nasty. These guys are tough. Are we alone at least? Is anyone going to fight me? That pool over there is a spa you can use to recover health. Okay, yeah. I think I'm on my own at the very least. No surprise enemies. You know, it's my first time fighting one of these. Ah! Well, that happened. I was about to say, this is my first time fighting one of these guys in this demo. Maybe I should use the water amulet. And then I did this. Nailed it. So one thing I can do now is I can spend this, or is it the normal spirit stone? For 500 Amrita. There we go. And the next level up requires 250, so I can at least get started here. Let's go ahead and start with that. Let's see how much the next level is going to cost. We'll go into dexterity again. I like that. I liked how that went last time. I'll need 500 for the next one, so I'm not ready. So I'm best avoiding spending more. I could get another 100 by using the other crystal, but I won't be able to actually spend it here, so it'll just be sitting on my character at risk of being lost. We have unlocked a few of these blessings. Increase weapon and armor drop rates. I'm going to go for weapon. Then there's a few other options to be found if we can find more of the different creatures around here. Could make offerings. It's a little early for that, I think. So I think I'll avoid that. So now I've got a few points to spend. Whoa. I feel like I've never seen it. Okay, so triangle is how you go for the grapple when your opponent's out of key. Is this a new menu? Or do I just not remember that one? Anyway, learn skills. This is where I can spend what we acquired. I don't have any samurai skill points yet. I do have ninja skill points because I just bought our first point into that. This would allow me to ready 7 shuriken, which is a really basic thing to prep. It's not a bad idea. Let's see. This lets me apply poison to my weapon. This lets me throw shuriken at people. This allows me to create a hemlock for paralysis. They added a new thing here, apparently, where some of the stuff starts off on the right that's not connected to the left side. Because this stuff over here is new. Antitoxin pills for poison resistance. Shikingan pills. They absorb and increase your resistance to paralysis. So we have 2 things that apply a hazard to our weapon and 2 things that cure the same hazard. That's new, I think. I think that's entirely new, actually. Blinding shells. Things that you throw that blind people. Iga-style Kayuadama. When thrown, they explode and cause damage. 2 required. I like exploding things, so I might go straight for that. I'm curious. How far does this go down, though? Improvised projectile scrolls. When used, you'll get 1 shot from a ranged weapon, even if you have no ammunition. That's pretty cool. Increase the number of arrows that can be carried by 3. So it's a very item-oriented build. And it sounds like it could be a lot of fun in a larger game when you have more time to build on it, I think. Tiger running scrolls increase your dash speed. Smoke balls make it hard for enemies in the smoke to see you. Sneak attack. For enemies that do not notice you, press triangle to perform a powerful attack from behind. Okay, I'm gonna grab that. I'm grabbing that because that sounds really useful, actually, and I've tried to do it already, and it just sounds really like a fitting thing to have. This would allow me to get 3 catwalking scrolls. When used, you can move in total silence and suffer less damage when you fall from high places. That's pretty cool, too. Increase the sacred water that can be carried by 2. Allows you to prepare 2 power pills, which increase attack power. I don't know why they're going 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Oh, maybe it's talking about how many slots it requires to equip or something. I'm just noticing this 1 flower petal, 2 flower petals, 3 flower petals, 5 flower petals, left to right. And some of these start not to the left, but over to the right, which is interesting. Press triangle or square when guarding against an enemy, an armed human enemy, to take their weapon and perform a counterattack. Can only be used barehanded. Let's look at this one. This attack looks absurd. You clap your hands around their weapon and just steal their weapon and stab them with it. It's crazy. Alright, so since I grabbed that, I'll go grab the basic shirt. Did I start off with that one? No, no. That just means I can buy the first one. Yeah, let's prepare 7 shuriken to start us off with our other point. And you prepare your items here. You just go to the ready jutsu. And there's my shuriken. The jutsu cost is 3. I have 5. So that's another reason to increase your cap, is that just putting points into the ninjutsu category in general will increase your cap and allow you to actually equip more things in the first place. So now I have 1 stack of shuriken. Right, I should actually set it as the shortcut. Let's set it up as a... I'll do it as up, actually. Yeah. And I actually want to set... Can I do it here? Set the items to down. There we go. So I now heal by hitting down, and I throw a shuriken by hitting up on the D-pad. And that'll attack the target that I have selected. Let's try my new stealth attack. See if I can perform it. Because I died, everyone should be back now. I'm going to skip ahead, so you don't have to watch me clear the same group again, but this first guy should be a good target to try my new stealth attack on. I'm curious about that. Okay, nope. I did that wrong, apparently. Okay. Let's review real quick. Did I misinterpret something important about how this works? Or did I not equip it, is the question. For enemies that do not notice, you use triangle to perform power attack from behind. Maybe there's no special animation. Maybe I just did bonus damage. From behind, sneak attack. Play movie. Okay, maybe I have to use the right weapon. From behind. No, sneak attack. Why is it yellow? Does that mean I can't? No, it's yellow for everybody. Yeah, it says I can do it on this one too. So I must have just done it wrong. And we're back to where I left off. Hey there. So we actually have a decent amount of Amrita at the moment, closing in on a 4K. Oh, that's a shrine. I should go for that shrine first. Is there going to be an enemy in this? Yep. Alright, let's fight our way here. I'll deal with the other guy later, but I should deal with this instead. So I'm experimenting a little bit with the high... Ow. Jesus. Danger, huh? Did he just jump off? Oh, nope. Not quite. I'm experimenting with the high stance a little bit, which is really effective. So use a key pulse to purify the yokai realm. Seriously, this thing has a super long-ranged Y attack when you're in high stance. Ow. Not long enough to avoid his attacks, though. He's not happy to see me. Hi there. Nope. It's a fun trick to have. Ow, shit. I can also do this, which is a super rapid-fire club attack. There we go. It's a little finicky. It'll take some practice to get used to having a completely different setup. But it's neat. Let's cleanse this with a key pulse. There we go. So for those that don't know, there's like an active reload. Every time I do my attacks, my stamina starts replenishing, and I can hit R1 when the white part's filling up to get that much stamina back much faster than normal. Anyone here to stop me? Ooh, chest. Danger chest or good chest? Surely the first one in the game would be safe. I guess I saw one before, but we're like at the first shrine of the game. Hey! Progress. It's also a dead end, so We're definitely fighting that other guy next, either way. Let's level up. So I could put 4 more points into dexterity if I want to, and just go all in on having crazy tricks and fun toys to play with, but do less damage in general. As one point of curiosity, let's check my kunai looking... Not kunai. Let's check my weapon that I'm messing around with, the Kusarigama. Let's sort by... Can I sort by ability? Sort by ability. Is that what I'm on right now? Crap. Sort by ability, right? I'm just trying to make the types of weapons list together. Okay. So this one's better. The other ones have a few tricks. Sure. I have built up some real familiarity with this one, but this one already does more damage. You get a damage bonus for having less armor. Is that for me having less armor? Interesting. It says B and it's yellow, which is interesting. That's interesting to me. Chance to attack, change to attack, based on body skill and dexterity. So it scales most with the dexterity, so it seems to be based around being a ninja weapon, as far as I can tell. Let's try it. It does 97 attack right now. Let's put 1 point into oopsie. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. There we go. They all hide if you attack them. I'm a terrible person. Alright. Let's try putting 1 point into dexterity and see how much my attack goes up on my weapon. It may have been listed on that screen too, to be fair. 100! So I got 3 bonus damage just from putting 1 point in, because it has a B+ on dexterity scaling. Which actually seems to be pretty good. I don't think anything goes higher than B+ so far. Yeah. So by our standards of what we've seen so far, that's actually really good scaling. Neat! Let's see now, I'm going to strip my character naked. So it says damage bonus less armor is B. But it doesn't say... It doesn't seem to have any indication of bonus of change to attack. So it must not be based on your attack value. Options is help. There we go, I can actually look at it. Increase the damage you can deal in proportion to how little armor you've equipped. Neat. So let's try overdoing it on armor then. Let's find the heaviest armor I can. Admittedly, my options are scarce at the moment. And see if it hurts my damage. Does it say something that less? It still says B. Okay. Yeah, and it still says melee weapon 2 is attack of 100, which is exactly what it says on the game on the weapon. So, I'm gonna have to say I don't necessarily know how that scaling works. It apparently does more damage for having less armor, but I don't have an indication of any impact it's happening at the moment. Let's see, I'm at 67% equip load, which is probably not too bad. Is there anything I want to change about what I've equipped so far? Let's take a second look at you real quick. Oh. I need 6 strength to use this weapon correctly, so I can't use that one anyway, so this is the best option right now. This requires 6 stamina for its proper effects, so it does have 22 defense, and I think I still get that regardless. Dodge key used for critical, 10%. It might be worth it to have the defense, even though I don't have the stats required for the effects. I believe the defense still applies. I hope. Or I'm gonna feel real silly. So since I learned a new... No, I already have the shuriken equipped. Okay, let's finish putting points into dexterity. And I'll look into getting some more toys to throw around. Yeah, let's experiment with the new version of the dexterity build. So the next level up is going to cost 2,500. I probably can't even come close to affording that with what I have right now. I can check. So order by type. There we go. So yeah, I have 1 small spirit stone and nothing else, so I cannot get enough to level up again. Okay. Let's learn skills then. So I have the basic shuriken. I now have 9 points to spend, which is a lot. And I'm probably going to want to start off... It'd be good to have a poison thing so I can apply poison to my weapons. That could be interesting. 3 doses of gallnut broth allows it to Apply weapons to your poison to your weapons. What's this? Blister beetle powders. Ooh, a poison AoE. That's also interesting. Okay, do I have to prevent the poison from hurting me is the question. Let's try some poison specialty. So that gives me a poison thing to apply to my weapon. This is a question mark? Other training is required to buy that, apparently. Interesting. But this lets me have poison shuriken, which lets me apply poison to my enemies. I like that idea. I can't train past it, apparently. Interesting. Interesting. In the previous build of the game, you could just keep putting more points in. The cost kept going up, but that was it. It would appear that something else has to happen for you to proceed after a certain point. And this is the poison cloud. That sounds like fun. We have to stop there, apparently. Okay. So what I can do... Oh wait, I have to pray. Then ready my jutsu. Okay, so I have to worry about costs now. I have a capacity overall of 10 for my jutsu. I think... Over all else, I probably want the poison shuriken and the apply poison to weapon. So that's 9 right there. That's all I can grab. I need to increase my ninjutsu capacity to be able to in order to be able to use more, just in general. So let's go ahead and equip said items. There's the poison shuriken. Set as shortcut. That's up. It's already there. Okay, they already... It's like they knew. The other one... It's the Galnet broth. Set that to right. You can tell which items are my ninjutsu items because they're green and when it lists how many of them I have, which shows the fact that I'm going to get more of them. So I can throw one, and then pray, and it just comes back. So it's a renewable projectile, which is nice. Because I'm always afraid to use bombs and stuff like that in Dark Souls games because I'm like, what if I need it later for something better? And then you get to a point where you never need them ever because you've gone past the point where they'd ever be useful, and things get equally silly. So there we go. That's probably as much as I'm going to be able to equip for now. But I may want to consider spending more points. I have 2, 6, and 2. So I've gotten points across the board, it looks like. Let's see. Oops. So I have 2 samurai skill points, 2 Onmyo magic skill points, and still have 6 ninja skill points to spend. I'm just not sure what I'd want to spend them on, because I can't... Whatever I buy, I can't equip more. So it may be good to go for upgrades then? Yeah, increase the number of arrows that can be carried. That's a good one. And once again, I can't buy the next one. Interesting. Yeah, going for ammunition upgrades is a good idea, because I can't equip any more spells. But if I can just equip actual changes to how my character works, that's good. Increases sacred water that can be carried by 2. Increases the elixirs that can be carried by 1. Now that's good. That is good. Onmyo magic. Alright. This is the thing I've touched the least so far. And one of the most logical things is a lot of these are weapon element augments. And so that's not a terrible thing to have just prepared in your back pocket. Interesting. This is new too. There's weird scrolls that have a glowy little red guy down there. They're here too? Yep. That must require some sort of specialty to unlock. Or some sort of progress in the story. So you can raise your resistance to various elements or apply them to your weapon via these talismans. Much like the water talisman we already have. Let's see. With Shadowrun talismans, you can make it so some of your projectiles aren't spent when you use them. They just come back. That's kind of cool. Here's a passive bonus versus Yokai realm. I think that's the most reasonable thing to go for if you're not specializing in this tree. Is just to get something that's going to passively help you. And that's probably what I'll go into. So you can conjure a guardian spirit to attack your foes. That actually sounds like a pretty neat time. Now I'm curious about how a magic playthrough works. Okay, let's get the Yokai Realm bonus. Where is that? There we go. It's a pretty reasonable way to spend your first 2 points, I think. And then we can spend our Samurai skill points on our Kusarigama, which is a weapon I don't even know how it works really, so that's cool. This is the grapple for when you attack people who are out of ki. So that's what it's supposed to look like when I do it correctly. We'll see if that ever happens. Reaper. Slash the enemy with Kurosagi's sickle. Sickle. Press triangle repeatedly to vary the technique. Use it while guarding. Neat. That looked cool. You can kick the enemy. Square while guarding. That could be a fun interruption. Apparently I start off with this maxed out. Purify Yokai Realm. Which is what I use in order to get rid of the stuff that's on the ground. There we go. Oh. Apparently just start off with that one. Change to another stance on a successful ki pulse increases the amount of ki recovered. High stance only. Heaven. Ki pulse. That's like, oh. The Kusarigama has specialty ki pulse skills. Activates when you recover full ki from a ki pulse, raises the damage caused by your next attack. Neat. High stance only enables the ki pulse. It pulses even when dodging. Throws the Kusarigama's sickle at an enemy, draws them close, or propels you toward them if they are large. Oh. Well, that's cool. So it could launch you at a yokai, though, which could be terrifying. Hold triangle. Mid stance. Activates when you recover full ki from a ki pulse. Raises the damage caused by your next attack. So you have to buy them separately, huh? Yeah, this is high and that's mid. Ki pulse while dodging. Oh, you have to buy the same upgrades for different stances. This is a mid-low one. Throws the Kusarigama's metal weight at an enemy and draws them close. Oh, it's the same one. That's weird. That's weird they have to buy the same skills for different stances separately. Maybe they didn't fully... Maybe this just isn't a fully developed weapon at the moment. Or ever. Because there's definitely some repetition here. Follow up a combo with the strike that uses the Kusarigama's metal weight to slam the opponent. So you did at the end of the combo? Okay. Low stance. Activates when you recover full ki from ki... Yep, that's the same one. That's the same one. Okay, so a lot of repeating things going on here then. I think I like this thing though. I like this little combo. Looks nasty. Let's play with that. Okay, so whoa. And it just keeps going. Alright, that could be cool.